The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.
526, Mark and Paul in on game day today. Played some Judds in there. Thought I might get a call for some tickets. Nobody called. That's okay. Win them before you can buy them. Pre-sale is today at 10. You have to join the fan club, and there's 2 different levels of that. Paul and I were laughing because we've been in this business a very long time, and if you went to the trouble of being in somebody's fan club, it didn't cost you anything. You were just a fan. And that might even work into some backstage passes or some free tickets, but everything's $1 now. It's all about the money. Like when I went to Bozeman last summer for Harley Pierce, Old Dominion, Kenny Chesney, if you wanted to stand the entire show close to the stage, that cost you extra. That doesn't sell me tickets.
Yeah. You know, that's just kind of odd. Hey, if you want to be a fan of mine, you got to pay.
Exactly.
And look at Caitlin Clark. You know, you don't have to be a fan to pay to follow her.
No.
ESPN set a record viewership on her first game the other night. Yeah. So she's going to bring in a ton of money.
Well, and I'm laughing because they're trying to tear her down because she had the most turnovers ever for a female in a debut game. Well, turnovers tell me a story. Turnovers tell me you're trying to make something happen. Yeah. And it's the first time you played at this level with this many good players. Yeah. I don't think they're going to cut her. I think she still starts the next game.
Look, I saw an interview one time with Peyton Manning. In his first game, atrocious.
Yeah.
Was off.
28 interceptions this year.
Yeah.
They didn't cut him.
No. But paying to be a fan, why? Kind of weird, but
Well, and some of the other pre-sales, if you have the American Express card, you can get in on the pre-sale. I think pre-sale is great for the huge fans and people that, you know, want guaranteed good seats, that they're doing something there, but you shouldn't have to pay.
Yeah. Mark, you and I are old school. Pre-sale, you know what pre-sale is? Pre-sale's like, do you have the app? If you have the app, we're going to give you a better deal. No, I've got this 20. I'm handing you this 20. No, you got to pay more than somebody who used the app.
Yeah. I'll go down to Alberta Bear and tickets go on sale at 10. I'll stand in line for 2 hours. That's my pre-sale for somebody I really want to see. Or you can pay $45, which self-renews, by the way, every year.
You know, the trick, that's a trick they've done.
And it works.
That it should not, you should have to approve an automatic renewal.
I completely agree.
Now, if Congress wants to do something that won't cost billions of dollars, remember how we came up with some stuff for the schools that they could do to improve safety that were absolutely free. That's something that Congress could pass that could be absolutely free. It wouldn't cost them anything. They wouldn't have to spend $102 billion to make it a law that consumers in America have to re-up. They have to approve a yearly subscription at the end of the subscription.
Right. 100% with you. How many things? Look at your credit card statement.
Look at you and me.
Yeah.
Car washes, Sirius Radio, DirecTV,
Security system.
security, garbage, all that kind of stuff. And it should be like a lease agreement. In other words, when you buy an apartment and you sign a lease agreement, your rent's the same that whole period of time. For that whole period. That's what pisses me off about these people saying, well, we're paying property tax because we're paying rent. Yeah, but you're not paying the increase. The average stay of an apartment in Montana is like 6 months.
Yeah.
So when you go to an apartment, you sign a 1-year lease agreement and you pay the same rent for that whole year. And after the end of the year, everybody is moving out and moving somewhere else, so they don't even absorb the increase.
Right.
But it's the same thing. It should be the same thing for everybody. Hell, my garbage fee is going up like $2 a month every other month. It just keeps going up, and it's automatically charged. But I'm not being informed of the increase.
No. Oh, you mean like cable TV?
Yeah, like that one. God, my rectum is sore, folks. I don't mind telling you.
Well, then you watch TV different than I do.
Because there has been a lot of stuff inserted there in the last. I mean, you just
no notice or anything else. You just get the bill. It's up. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. we're supposed to have these consumer protection agencies that we already are spending billions of dollars on anyway. That would be a good piece, a good rule, good piece of legislation. We could do that at a state level. You want to conduct business in Montana, then you have to and you have to renew your subscribers every year and inform them of the renewal and the new rate. The automatic billing and the automatic deduction out of your checking account or added to your credit card, that's a great convenience. I love that.
Right.
You're not writing checks God, I write enough of them as it is. You're not writing checks, putting a stamp on, sending a bill in, taking the time to do it every month. That's great. But those automatic increases are just this month we just decided to raise it $2 and you went from $112 to $117 now, or your security went from $40.91 to $42.38. See, that's how they do it. And then it just automatic increase. They've automatically raised your price without going back to the consumer. You go to a restaurant, you order your steak, you saw on the menu it was $26 and you get the bill and it was $29.50. We just raised it.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Wilson?
I know. I bought a laptop computer for my daughter 6 years ago, and there was some fee from Microsoft, $10 a month. So I'm looking at my bills. First of the year, I kind of went through everything. And she hasn't used the laptop in like 3 years. And on my credit card, it says Microsoft $10. So I click on that and it gives me nobody to call, no way to cancel. So I call the credit card company and they said, well, yeah, we can't cancel that because you're obligated to it. Okay. No. So I canceled my card. I canceled the credit card. And so now Microsoft can't just automatically bill me $10 every month without telling me why.
That's right. Yeah.
And yeah, it's 10 here, it's 10 there. Look at that over the course of a year.
That's right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's your money. You get to decide. But those things, they need to get that handled. That's just out of control. Yeah, the automatic renewals. It's like anything else. And they all do it too. You go on TV, and if you buy a hair growth serum, they'll send it to you, and then they just charge your credit card, and you have to call them to cancel that coming every month. You have to call them to cancel it.
Well, and here's the neat trick, because I went through this with ADT Security. I changed security companies. I called to cancel. Okay, can you hold, please? 58 minutes I was on hold.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you underestimate my stubborn, buddy.
Look, I'm sitting here watching the PGA Championship. I'll just keep my phone on my shoulder for 50. Yeah.
And do you think I'll recommend that security system to anybody or ever go back to them again? Not a chance.
DirecTV does that a lot. If you want to call, they put you on. You are... all of our operators are currently busy. Doing what? Doing what?
Can I see a picture of that room of your busy operators?
Exactly. You'll have the first available call. You'll be the first one available. Please hold. And, they do it to wear you out. They're not stupid.
Well, even when I canceled my my car wash pass. Well, my manager's in a meeting. Well, what the hell could you meet about at a car wash?
Yeah, we need some more. We have the Consumer Protection Agency, so let's protect them. What the hell are you guys doing? Let me run that agency. I'll run that. You get billions to do it. Do it. Protect the consumer. But certain things that these three-lettered agencies, all run by nut jobs, they'll keep an eye on things like the airlines. They'll go after them. They'll keep an eye on them. But for most folks, airlines aren't an everyday, every month purchase.
No.
And for people that fly for business, they don't give a rat's because the business is paying for the ticket.
Right. Well, you're racking up the frequent flyer miles and hotel points, so when you go on vacation with your family, it's all free.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, sort of good news. We're going to have a debate between our Senate candidates.
I saw that.
Tim Sheehy, John Tester. Now, the Montana Broadcasters Association, which is a little tiny mafia in its own right, will be handling this, and it will not be open to the public. Because you can't have a bunch of voters.
That's right.
Coming to hear what people that are running for the office are going to say.
There was something that said, of the people and by the people. Let's see that. We can't have any of you there.
Right.
At the debate.
Right.
What the hell kind of deal is that?
Well, the good news is the questions will not be asked by the people of KEMC. 4 panelists and the CEO of Desert Mountain Broadcasting, Cam Maxwell, who...
Yeah, he's going to be the moderator. He was a salesman here. They won't ask me to run it.
I'm going to say, I know a better guy, and I promise you, he knows more about both these politicians than all of the rest of you put together.
First question. First question to both of you. This is an easy one. I'm going to give each one of you 15 seconds. Will you support Joe Biden rolling back all of the Trump tax cuts in April?
Great question.
First question. It's a fair question.
It's yes or no.
Yeah, let them do that. Second question. To you, Mr. Tester, and then we'll go to you, Mr. Sheehy. Mr. Tester, you are on advertisements all across the state of Montana, running throughout all of the constituencies out there, that where you support denying and discouraging people from other states moving into Montana, raising a family, starting businesses, trying to get into agriculture. Is this good for the economy and for the future of Montana? That's question number 2. I hope Cam's listening because he can write all these down. Because we know that you support denying that right to everybody.
We've heard it in your commercials.
Yes, and you support those ads. You are John Tester, aren't you? And because you approve the message that they're sending. If you want to come here, raise a family, start a business, buy a farm, we don't want you. You have to have sprouted from the ground, because we want to discourage people from working hard and attaining it that way. We'd rather have people be like you, John Tester, typical Democrat, just have it given to you, and then you take over. That would be my second question. Third question to Mr. Tester and Mr. Sheehy. Mr. Tester, I've seen how tough you are on the border wall. You running all these commercials saying that you have tried and worked diligently with people across the aisle. Mr. Tester, then how come, Mr. Tester, back in 2017, you voted against funding the border wall and border security when Donald Trump was president? I mean, after all, it is your number one priority. I've seen your commercials. You voted against funding that. Why now? Why now? Ooh, that's a good one. That'd be another good one, Cam. Write that one down. You have to do a little digging. Here's another question. Mr. Sheehy, there's a lot of advertisements out there that make note of your wealth. How did you attain your wealth? Well, after getting into the military service and deciding to join Special Forces as a Navy SEAL, and completed these missions for my country wherever they needed me to go, took a bullet, saved some of my comrades, did my duty, and retire. I started a couple businesses. I took a risk. I started a drone business, which grew as drone technology grew. I started a firefighting business in the state of Montana to use some of my skills there, started a firefighting business. And as our company grew, so did my wealth, which enabled me to provide for my family. We've always enjoyed agriculture and ranching, so we bought a ranch, and we now have 4 kids in Montana schools. So thank you very much. Mr. Tester. Mr. Tester, how did you acquire your wealth? Because when you first ran back in 2006, you had a net worth of about $800,000, and that was with your farm. Now I see you're worth $10 to $15 million. Mr. Tester, how did you grow your wealth in the last 18 years as a senator? I'm very interested to know that.
I think most would be.
Making $160,000 a year. Now, I know that your tax bracket's about 30%. So out of that $160,000 a year, Mr. Tester, why, you're only taking home about $110,000 a year. And in 18 years, that only equates to about $1.7 million if you saved every single nickel of it.
And put it in a CD and got prime rate.
But you're now worth between 10 and 15 million, according to Forbes. So how did you grow your wealth? That's another good one, Cam. That's another good one. Here's another question. Mr. Tester, how did you ever get the nickname Tehran John? How did you ever get that? Because we all know how he got it. He gave President Obama the right to negotiate his own treaty with the world's leading nation of terrorism, Iran. Grew their finances. They were strapped. Their economy was ruined. Gave them hundreds of billions over the last 20 years. They are the funder of terrorism around the world. And he took that power away from Congress and handed it over to President Obama. He was the swing guy, John Tester was, at the time. Oh, I could get a lot of questions for him. Mr. Tester, here's another question. Mr. Tester, here's your fourth question. Your president and your party said that wealthy Americans are not paying their fair share. Constantly. We hear it constantly from the podium. You're not paying your fair share. You're not paying your fair share. Mr. Tester, when you file your federal income taxes, do you tell your accountant to use every single deduction possible so you can get out of paying federal income tax? Or do you tell them, no, don't deduct my farm fuel or my business expenses. I want to make sure I'm paying my fair share. That's why they won't have me run the debate. So no audience. They'll let people from the Montana Broadcasting Association in to the venue. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. Mark and I, folks, we're not members of the Montana Broadcasters Association.
Under the B7.
Ready for some fun? Join the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and the Roadside Event Center for Bingo on Friday, May 31st. Bingo! Huge cash jackpots and great prizes. Come back Monday, June 3rd, as Dave Austin takes you on a journey through the 2000s with throwback music trivia. The Blue Cat is now serving up mouth-watering prime rib every Saturday alongside their legendary steaks. And speaking of legends, try their loaded Bloody Marys. There's always something going on at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, just 9 minutes east of the Metro exit.
We're not members of that. I don't even know what the hell that is and what they do these lame awards every year and all this
That
kind
you
of
have to apply for.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of junk, But those be some good questions. That's the best part of the debate. The crowd. It's like a football game. Yeah. You got both sides there. Both sides cheering, yelling, screaming. That's what the country is. The country isn't a controlled atmosphere environment. No. You're not allowed to do that. Now, you got to go to the end of the line for lunch. You don't get to be in front now. That's not what it is. It's not what people want. Biden yesterday, he comes out. Hey, pal. This guy is a dink. He's the biggest piece of dung. This schmuck showers with his daughter, smells girls' hair. He's a crook, stole millions. He does this video yesterday and releases it about the debates where there's like 10 to 12 edits in a 20-second video. You can see it.
Yeah.
They chop. Joe Biden and the Democrats' announcement said they would not participate in fall presidential debates that are sponsored by the nonpartisan commission that has organized the debates for more than 30 years.
What are you afraid of?
A nonpartisan commission. What happened to this bipartisan thing that you guys like so much? Not in the debates. So what we're going to do is we're going to rig this as much as we possibly can to favor our candidate. And former President Trump said, I don't care. You do what you want. I'll still show up. They can do everything they can against that. He'll still show up.
Right.
All the media outlets that Joe Biden and his campaign picked, they're all liberal news organizations. All of them. CNN, ABC, CBS, and Truth Social. Or not Truth Social. Oh, God. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, those liberal organizations, they'll pick the moderators. No audience. Joe Biden wants to make sure that when each person is answering the questions, the other person's mic is completely turned off. He's got to stay focused, this guy. These are their rules, Wilson. What the hell, huh? It's crazy. So it doesn't matter. He's still going to do it. Still agreed to do it. And in the commercial, Joe Biden said, Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. What? How do you figure that? Since then, he hasn't shown up for a debate. This guy is such a lying fiend. Trump's been trying to debate him for the last year. CNN's going to have a debate, the first one in Atlanta. No audience. Jake Tapper, Dana Bash from CNN will do it. A couple commies. Trump doesn't care. He'll deal with them. And by the way, I'll bet the moderators are able to step in anytime they want to bail out Biden.
I bet you're right.
That's what's going to happen. They don't want Robert Kennedy there. Third party. Biden said, nope, he's not allowed at the debate. This sounds like Xi Jinping is doing the debate, Wilson.
This is a Chinese debate.
Yeah.
And before we get to the debate, we will tell you who won it.
Exactly. It's crazy. They don't want him there. Trump said it doesn't bother me if he comes. Under the debate commission's rules, Kennedy or other third-party candidates could qualify if they secure ballot access sufficient to get about 15% or higher. But that's great, but you're not using the nonpartisan format that has been used for 30 years. You're making your own format, but they want to use that part of the format. Doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want to rig it, and Trump will still go. He's still going to go. By the way, we have one of the candidates for governor coming in today on our show. We'll talk to him a little bit.
Also, he's in Laurel tonight.
Yeah, he's got that meet and greet thing. And
High Plains Brewery.
Yeah. Fewer overdose deaths reported last year. According to the CDC, it could change after more analysis. I'm looking for the numbers here. About 107,500 people died of overdoses last year. They said that's down from the year before of 111. Now, a lot of that due to Narcan, which is readily available now. Police carry it, stuff like that. They can stop somebody from dying. 321,000 children lost a parent to a drug overdose in the last 10 years. So now we have to support the kids. Drugs. What a drug-induced nation. Been talking about drugs here on this show, folks, for, 30 years. Had Brian Schweitzer's attorney check on drug testing kids in schools and... Oh, you're a rebel rouser. Yeah, well, here's one for you. You know,
Your radio got buttons on it?
Yeah.
Hit one of them.
It was worth it, and now they do it. Drug testing everywhere now for everybody. And I watched a report last night, folks, on the health of America, and it's awful. We're killing ourselves. If the guy wrote a new book, and I'd like to actually get a copy of the book and read stuff to you about it, but talks about health and what we can do, and talks about the food we eat, pharmaceutical companies, all those kind of things, how we prescribe drugs for everything in America, part of the culture now, when we can do it on our own and it's better for you. Exercise. They said if you're comfortable, you're killing yourself. And I mean, just on and on. Folks, 25% of all women in the country are on an antidepressant. 25%.
Wow.
Ritalin, things that we put our children on. When I was a kid, you had two choices. You had Ritalin or a nun, and you'd straighten up quick.
Get a note on your report card. Mark tends to socialize in class when he should be paying attention.
Yep. And folks, all you have to follow is the money on everything. Follow the money. Food manufacturers and things are making these foods that are awful for you. And who knows the relationship between food manufacturers and pharmaceutical companies? We don't know what goes on between those companies. Putting stuff in your food that brings on diabetes, extra sugar, all this stuff. Then pharmaceutical companies, and they make a pill. And you can clean this all up on your own. 95% of all the deaths in America now, 95%, folks, 95 are all preventable. They're all self-induced. Just think of that. 95%. We are the most unhealthy nation in the world. We're the most drugged up nation in the world. It's awful. Drug abuse, alcohol abuse, food abuse. It's awful.
Under the B7.
Ready for some fun? Join the Blue Cat Bar and Grill and the Roadside Event Center for Bingo on Friday, May 31st. Bingo! Huge cash jackpots and great prizes. Come back Monday, June 3rd, as Dave Austin takes you on a journey through the 2000s with throwback music trivia. The Blue Cat is now serving up mouth-watering prime rib every Saturday alongside their legendary steaks. And speaking of legends, try their loaded Bloody Marys. There's always something going on at the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, just 9 minutes east of the Metro exit.
Cost of healthcare. And healthcare is the number one industry in the United States. It's healthcare. Number one, by far, the number one industry. We never include that in Montana statistics. Whenever they tell you or you see their commercials about, well, we have to do more for agriculture. It's the number one industry in Montana, or tourism's our number one industry in Montana. It's not. It's healthcare. People don't look at healthcare, though, as an industry, but it's money. It's revenue. Number one across the board, everywhere in America. And it gets more and more expensive every year. We're killing ourselves. It's a real eye-opener. There's not too many pharmaceutical companies out there, folks, that are laying off workers and going broke. None. We could all do a better job, but we don't. We don't have the discipline. We don't. We're killing our children. There was some information in there about our kids, and that's even worse yet, what we're doing to our children. Oh, awful. And we're dumping them off on everybody. We want government babysitting. What the hell? When did we get our priorities all screwed up in this nation? We need government babysitting. And that's all it is. I wrote an article about it yesterday. You know why they call it child care? Because who could be against caring for children?
Oh, they always title those carefully.
Yeah. Who could be against caring for children. That's not what it is. It's babysitting. When you want to do something else and have somebody else watch your child, that's babysitting.
Plain and simple.
That's what it, but they don't call it that. Because people would be against babysitting, but nobody can be against caring for a child. We're destroying ourselves and we don't even know it. And a lot of people, they don't want to hear it. I can do what I want. My body, my world. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. As long as you keep your hands out of my pocketbook, then you can do whatever in the hell you want.
I don't owe you babysitting.
You can eat pizza ranch every night. I don't owe you babysitting. I don't owe you a nickel. I'm struggling enough trying to save for myself and my family, keep my business running like everyone else. Keep your hands out of my wallet. And you can do whatever you want. I'm not paying for your college loan, you a-hole. I paid for 4 college tuitions on my own. I'm not paying yours. And you know what? Here's another thing they're trying to buy votes with by, enticing young people. Support me and I'll pay your college off. But how come these loan paybacks from the Biden administration, how come they don't pay off trade school loans? People that went to become a carpenter, an electrician, a plumber, they don't pay people who borrowed money to go to those colleges, trade schools. They're not going to pay for them. They're not going to pay for them. Blue-collared workers? No, that's not their people. They're paying the loans off of all the kids that are out there yelling, hey, hey, ho, ho. All the Jewish have to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. That's who they're paying off.
You're right.
Those are the loans that they want to pay. I don't want to pay for your medicine. I don't want to pay for your babysitting. I don't want to pay for your college. It's a free country. You do what you want. You had the same opportunity I had when you were born. You had the same 24 hours a day that I have, and you make your own way here. If you take advantage of America, you'll be successful and you'll have a wonderful life. If you don't, you don't. But don't expect the rest of us to pick up the slack for you. Now, do we have an obligation to people who have a major disability or something? Absolutely. It's human nature to take care of those people. None of us would disagree with that. But you piece of crap schmucks out there milking the system, living off the nipple of the government, taking advantage. I can't. Once again, my slogan, look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I blame my lack of success on? This stuff has to stop. And then and then all of that combined, then you destroy your own body. You abuse your own body. And then you want us to pay for that too? No, not a bit. It can be done. Yeah, there's bumps in the road on the way, but it can be done. I mean, I look at my own kid. Jake got matched yesterday. He didn't get Ohio State, but he got Buffalo. That was his second pick.
Okay.
And remember early in the week, I told you about residencies, how you pick schools and they're matched and things like that. And they did that article. It's because of abortion. The kids aren't getting into. Remember that dumbass thing? So he's going to Buffalo for his fellowship.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So I can go see him play some golf and see Niagara Falls.
I got family up there. So
You want to ride my RV?
No. But he's got to do a fellowship. He'll start next year. And for 1 year, specialize. He's going to specialize in everything from the shoulder down. It's more complicated. Knees and hips are, he said, Dad's like working at the farm. He goes, there's only like 2 things. You just drill, cut, put some screws in, and that's it. And he goes, I can't do that my whole life. I'd be bored to death. It's, that's all it is. Nothing complicated. He's going to do the complicated stuff, giving people their ability to use their fingers again, their hands, saving arms and limbs and things like that. That's what he wants to do. It's really complicated stuff, but he's going to do that. So then yesterday, I talked to Maddie yesterday, and Maddie and her team that she's on, her and a couple other people, engineers there, they just got a patent approved, a new patent for John Deere on autonomous agricultural equipment, working with other equipment, knowing the surrounding area around you and stuff like that. They came up with this thing, and I'm very proud of her for that. It can be done, folks. The stuff can be done. I don't know how it could have been done, though, without government babysitting. That's bull. So it can be done. Drugs, though, we're such a drugged up, unhealthy. Well, article in the paper today, folks. The tragic car accident that happened up by the college last weekend, under the influence, drugs, marijuana, other stuff in the system, drugs. In fact, all the deaths that we had last week, there was quite a few. Last week was a bad week in Montana.
Yes, it was.
Half of them, all under the influence of one substance or another.
You have to remember, driving down any road in Montana, highway, anything else, a good percentage of those people are drinking.
Drinking or drugging.
Oh, I can look at my phone while I'm driving too.
Yep, we do it. We're doing it to ourselves. And we can fix it. We can fix it ourselves. That's the thing. We have the power. You have the ability to do it. Fix it. And sometimes you wonder, our priorities are a little mixed up around here. But guys like me, guys like you folks, we don't even get to go to the debates. We don't even get to go see our candidates and show up there.
Mr. Mushaven, how long have you been in Montana broadcasting?
Long time.
Are you a member of the Broadcasters Association?
No, I'm not.
I can't let you in.
But no, see, real, I follow this kind of stuff.
I'm sorry if you're not a member.
But I'm in agriculture. One of the
I'm
candidates.
sorry, you're not qualified.
John Tester's a farmer. Why can't I go in there, huh? God, fine. Oh, I know.
It's like joining a fan club to get better deals.
Exactly. I gotta join the fan club.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
My God. First news coming up, folks. 611 works for Town Square, and they threw an appreciation night for him, a dinner, but you had to pay to get in.
I believe that.
Hi, Cat Country.
Hi, I was just calling in. I wanted to know if you guys could play God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood, and then how come you guys are playing Jayton Run at Cat Country?
Playing who?
Jayton Run and on the station.
You mean Tehran John?
Yes.
Well, because they pay us to do it.
And they pay a lot.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys.
Hey, bye.
She wanted to hear like a do run, run, run. How come you guys are playing Ron J. Chan or Stay Run or Ron?
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.